It's your boy Freelancer here. So today I want to talk about Pop Smoke, and one of the reasons why I want to talk about him, because to me he's probably the best rapper over the past like 3 to 5 years or so. I like him slightly more than 21 Savage and Playboy Carti. To me, he's also one of the best beat selection, one of the most interesting and innovative artists of a new school and over the past few years. Yes, I love his beat selection, especially the stuff he did with 808 Mellow. I love his vocals, his voice delivery was really unique and interesting, really gravelly, and I love it. Really gritty and especially on the first Meet the Woo tape. And I also even like things like his dance moves and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like even that is just so iconic and unique to him, you know what I mean? He really kind of like made it his own, right? And I feel like that's what I love about Pop Smoke. Like, he made UK drill beats make sense. Because before Pop Smoke, I mean, sure, you had a bunch of UK drill artists, you even had guys like Chef G, 21 grams, or 22 grams, sorry, or 22 Gs. And, you know, none of those guys, to me personally, I felt like put out any good music before Pop Smoke. You know, and listen, you can like them, that's cool, but to me, I feel like that those guys were doing something that was kind of like, almost like a prototype to what Pop Smoke did, right? Because Pop Smoke came through, had his own vocal delivery, had his own, like it's just his voice and his flow, the way he sounds on these beats, it makes sense. And on top of that, in my opinion, he rapped over the best UK drill beats. Like, and he worked with the best UK drill producers, such as, obviously, 808 Mellow, such as Axel, and not Axel, sorry, Rico Beats. I think Rico Beats is actually from Brooklyn, but the point is he worked with the best, and Yoz Beats, but mainly 808 Mellow. He's by far my favorite drill producer, just period. Now, when I got into it, it was the end of last year. I think TochiRTA, shout out to TochiRTA. Yeah, he mentioned it in his top 5 of last year, and I didn't hear it because, you know, I was busy and I was working a lot last year. So I didn't hear it until end of last year, and then I heard Welcome to the Party and Scenario, right? Welcome to the Party, I felt it was interesting, but I didn't really click with it at first, but Scenario, I clicked with that one first. I felt that Hans Zimmer beat was just brilliant, and the way it was executed, the way it was chopped up and looped, it was so creative and interesting, the grooves were great, and he sounded great on it. And even though, sure, lyrically, Pop Smoke, yeah, okay, he's not a fantastic lyricist, but he does have the occasional moment where I'm like, okay, that was kind of funny. I mean, he said, you know, it was bag them up groceries and stuff like that. It's like, all right, and you feel what he's saying. You know, you feel like when he's talking about having a gun and shooting, and like you get the emotion of like anger and paranoia and of being in front of street life and stuff like that. And he really was about it as well, and I'll touch on that in a minute. Yeah, so when I heard Scenario, he won me over. He definitely won me over. Now after that, I think by mid-January, I'd say this year, he was probably becoming my favorite because I think Christopher Walken came out, I liked Gatti, and I loved Meet the Woo 1. Meet the Woo 1 was made. That was easily my favorite hip-hop project to me over the past 5 years. People be like, oh, what, you liked it more than Damn? Yes. Oh, you liked it more than 444? Yes. Oh, you liked it more than, I don't know, like a J. Cole project? Yes. The reason why, it was because the production was phenomenal. Like, there are 9 songs on it. 7 of them are straight fire. To me, the 7 of them are straight fire. You know, Dior, Welcome to Party, Scenario, Better Have Your Guns, Hawcom, what's the other 2? Welcome to Meet the Woo. Come on and Meet the Woo. You know, and there's another one in there as well that I think is great as well. But the point is, there's 9 songs. 7 of them to me are straight fire. Brilliant songs. Just fantastic vocals, fantastic beats. All around, just a really great album. And I feel like that's what I love about it. And even the 2 songs, Brother Man and The Feeling, which are still good. They're still decent songs, and that's the thing. Like, that's why I like it so much. So even the 2 songs that I don't think are like amazing, I still think are pretty good. And then when Crystal Walken came out, I really like Crystal Walken. I still really like Crystal Walken. I feel like that beat is it's almost got like a Travis Scott isms in there somewhere, and it's also got some like, you know, just like really interesting what he did with his voice, you know, with incorporating auto-tune but kind of making it make sense, and the arpeggiated synths and stuff like that. It was kind of interesting. It was more melodic, but it worked, and it was still within his style, within his sound, and the beat was great. The video was cool too. I mean, the video was interesting. And after Chris Walken, then obviously Meet the Woo 2 came out. And Meet the Woo 2 to me it's a good project. Like, it's a good project. It's my favorite album this year so far in terms of hip hop, and probably in general, but it's definitely in terms of hip hop, my favorite project this year so far. Not saying much, but then again, though, it's got like Crystal Walking, Mannequin. Holy shit, Mannequin is just like amazing. Mannequin is just a brilliant beat that Ariana Grande sample way. Lil J sounded great. I love the reverb they have on like the end of each line. It's just like, it sounds amazing, and I love that beat so much. I've listened to that song probably like 50 times. Easily my favorite song of the year. Like, I'm sure the lyrics or whatever, but even the lyrics are decent, especially Lil J. I think Lil J actually had the better bars, you know what I mean? It wasn't amazing, but it was good, and it really worked well with the song. Pop Smoke sounded great, and that beat is, what the hell was that with Mellow On when he made the beat, man? That beat is just, it's next level to me. And then obviously I think it was Get Back Invincible, really good too. I think Yas Beats did those 2 tracks, and those beats are really good too. So yeah, so those 4 songs are great. I'll say Shake the Room, War was cool, Shake the Room was cool, and yeah, I think She Got a Thing for, you know, with Money. It was decent as well. So there's 4 songs that I love. Another 3 songs I think are okay. The only song that I don't care for was the one with Boogie for Hoodie. I think Boogie for Hoodie just ruined that song. The PNB bonus track was a bit as well. But overall though, like 4 fantastic songs, and another 3 like pretty good songs as well. Like, it's easily my favorite project of the year. Easily. And it's not really that close. Eternal Atake is when it comes close to me, in my opinion. So yeah, so that gets like a B. Me to Be One gets like an A, or I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A. Maybe not in terms of lyrical, but in terms of overall enjoyment, I'll definitely give it an A. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, so I was a huge fan of Pop Smoke up until Meet the Woo 2. The song I missed out was PTSD. That's a great track, and you can clearly tell it's heavily influenced by like a 50 Cent and a G Unit, and that becomes very apparent when you listen to his debut album. Now, obviously, the next thing I have to talk about, which is his killing. I was really devastated by this man, and yeah, and the horrible thing was that at the time, you know, especially when I heard him being murdered, I read into him a bit more, into his personal life, and and obviously when I read into it, I realized he really was about that life. He was affiliated with quite a lot of, he was a Crip. He was. He did move recklessly. I also heard about the World Star Hip Hop video where he got beaten up when he was 13, and on a Flexin', which is a great track by the way. He disses, I think it was the gang members that beat him up when he was a kid, and he also robbed the Rolls Royce from, I think it was Russian gangsters. So when you really read into his history, and there's even a video of him, like, I think beating up a guy in a shop. I think it was one of the guys who beat him up from the World Star Hip Hop. And when you really read into this sort of thing and look it up, and you do feel like the guy, even though I love his music, and I really love his vocals, and I really felt like, and even his dance moves, I love the way he marketed himself, and it felt kind of organic as well. I will say though, that the guy was really reckless. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and defend him, you know, getting into fights with guys in shops, and the guy was reckless, right? And yeah, and it's really unfortunate, you know, when you hear about his passing, because you just like, who, you know, there were so many people who I felt like could have done it, right? Now it turns out it wasn't any of that. It was just 4 guys. I think accidentally posted his Instagram, his address on Instagram, and 4 guys decided to rob him. And one of the depressing things about these 4 or 5 guys is that I think like 2 of them were like 15, 16, and I'm just there like, holy crap, yo, 15, 16-year-old. Going out, you know, it just feels, it's just absolutely depressing when you really think about it, and especially for Pop Smoke, man. Like, the guy was literally becoming, you know, achieving what he, and more so what he set out to do. And yeah, and even reading to how he started, it's just crazy. Like, one of his friends was recording a song in a studio, and while he, I don't know, went to sleep or something, Pop Smoke decides just to download a random beat. I think it will turn out to be 808 Mellows. I think it was Money, Power, Respect, the Pop Smoke song. Just random 808 Mellow beat, rap done it, sounded great. And, you know, within a year and a half, less than a year and a half, this guy achieved more than most rappers. You know what I mean? And that's what makes it so tragic to me. Now, after his, you know, I'm so glad they got the guys as well that killed him as well. It is really depressing just reading how young these guys were as well. You know, it's just like, yeah, you just feel like it's one of the things that, you know, but it's one of the things I was talking about in the last video with FBG Duck, you know, with the whole, you know, like this was just like a failure of society that people that young are going around just robbing people, you know. But yeah, so the album now, yeah, the album to me was, I wasn't huge in it. I love Tunnel Vision. I feel like that's by far my favorite song of both the album and the bonus disc. The album, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there were a handful of songs that I liked. You know, like What You Know About Love. I actually kind of like that song. Kind of reminded me of like Drake. It was like a good pop rap song. It's the only love song that made sense to me. But I kind of like that song a little bit. For the Night was okay. Creature was pretty good. Yeah, I think that's it really. The first track with you know, Aim for the Moon was decent, but it's like one song that I love. About another 4 songs that I like. Okay, out of 19, it's just, you know, it's not that great. And there are songs that didn't make the album. You know, just random songs like TochiRTA, like What's Cracking, like Collection. I love that beat. I mean, I know the lyrics are kind of, you know, kind of questionable, but I love the morality behind it. It's kind of questionable, but you know, I love the beat. I love the way it sounded. And that beat is just nuts. And this is another thing I love about him. So he has these crazy beats, these crazy like rhythmical dynamics to them. You know, crazy rhythms, crazy grooves, and he makes it sound smooth. He makes it sound like, oh yeah, this is how you do it. You know what I mean? You sound like a professional. You know what I mean, with these drill beats. And that's what I mean when I said he made sense. He found the pocket perfectly to a lot of these drill beats that a lot of rappers just don't do. Like for example, in Creature, Pop Smoke sounded good in that beat. The beat wasn't the best thing ever, but Pop Smoke sounded good in it. Sway Lee sounded a little bit. Yeah, and the bonus disc as well. Yeah, I don't like that at all. The best song on the bonus disc was Showing Up Part 2, and that was, you know, like, it was cool until 304 and had, you know, he was alright on the chorus, but his verse, you know, Demon Juice, turn me into a demon, like, you know, just a little bit too much to me. You know, and the rest of that project, I just don't really care for it, to be honest. So yeah, but, so as number 4, you know, random songs, just on the instant I love from him. 4 or 5, you know, 1 song I love off the album, 4 songs I love off Meet the Woo 2, and about 6 songs I love off Meet the Woo, 7 songs I love off Meet the Woo 1. So there you go. Yeah, very impressive catalogue for a guy of his age. And you can clearly tell he influenced a lot of people. He influenced Drake from War, because Drake decides to hop on drill beat. I don't really like when Drake does it because he tries to like rap like UK drill rapper, which is weird to me. But you know, Drake decides to hop on it. I think it was probably X or Prop X Lee. One More Time is the same beat as Gotti. Gazo Drill for Real 2 had the same beat as Dior, and Kuda B's Woo Talk had the same beat as Villain. So there's 3 examples right there of people just using his beats. And even guys like 22Gs who were out before Pop Smoke, I give him credit for that, but you could tell that he was biting Pop Smoke's dance style on the video with Suburban Part 2. On Suburban Part 2, you can clearly tell he was using his dance moves in the video. So that's kind of interesting, and in my opinion, Chef G and even him to a degree, they set the game up after Pop Smoke. When you compare the quality before and after Pop Smoke, or even during Pop Smoke, it's like night and day to me, because before Pop Smoke, to me, they were rapping up, it almost sounded like, you know, Chief Keef again, you know what I mean? And I wasn't huge in Chief Keef at the time. I'm still not huge in him now, personally, but, you know, but that's how I feel about those guys. And in my opinion, Chef G is the better of the 2 with No Spoon Spinning Part 2. Yeah, so rest in peace, Pop Smoke, man. Yeah, so love Me to Root 1. The album gets a C. I'll say like a C or C minus, and the bonus, yeah, you don't know what I'd rate the bonus one. But yeah, overall, yeah, rest in peace. Really impressive artist, one of the best of new school. Yeah, peace.